Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your tarot card reading for January 2023. This is a general reading. Keep in mind that the roles of the individuals or the energies identified may be swapped and that the intensity of the situation may vary. Take with you whatever messages resonate and leave behind for others whatever does not. So at the end of this reading, I'm going to be answering 3 of your questions. But now, let's look at this first column where we get a message from your higher self about an aspect of your life finding peace. You have the Holy Spirit, expect miracles. You have the world, the moon, and the 10 of Swords. In this second column, we look at the energy of your love life. You have the blood dance. You also have Knight of Cups, 2 of Cups, and the Hermit. In this third column, we get a message from your future self about prosperity. You have blessings. So far, you have miracles and blessings. Nice. Okay, so here you also have the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and you have the Death card. So let's take a look at the energy of the reading. You have 7 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So it seems like this has to do with choices, options, perhaps daydreams, and fantasies. Some kind of fantasies that you might have there. Okay, so let's look at this message of peace. Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. Okay, so only love is real. Basically, concepts of illusions and truths. So you have the moon here. This is about illusions and fear. And to some degree, the fear comes from issues of self-doubt. So here, when you start thinking about leaving behind the things that no longer serve you and move into your truth, what you love, what you care about, what is in the present moment, then miracles can start happening. Maybe a moment of clarity. You have here the World card. So this is a card of success and completion, and whatever miracles need to happen, those are happening so that this completion of one journey can take place and open up a new door going forward. And it seems like whatever the completion is, it's really complete because you have the 10 of Swords. So if perhaps there were certain, communications that you had that didn't go well, it's kind of over and done with. There is a new dawn ahead. And this is reminding me about the Mercury retrograde that goes through January 18th. So, Mercury is the planet that rules communication and thought. So with the retrograde, there's a lack of clarity. So here with the moon, that makes sense. There's issues with communications, things being misinterpreted, things from the past coming back to us. So here with this 10 of Swords, it seems like, perhaps something in communications will pop up to remind you something is over and done with. Also, opportunities for you to kind of ensure that what you are trying to communicate, want to communicate, is being received that way, and that, you know, if there is some confusion, take a moment to check your surroundings, check your, tune in with yourself and your heart, your truth, and see what's going on there. So let's see about this moon. You have the King of Pentacles. This could represent you, Capricorn. So here, in terms of, doing like the hard work, making sure that things are taken care of, providing for yourself, providing for others. It might be that there is, in that day-to-day that you're doing, it might be that you question some things about how you got to where you are, how things, ended up in, whatever the situation is. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could just be like, how did I end up in this beautiful, city? Or how did I end up at this great job? Or it could be, how did I end up not getting that great job? But it's kind of a sense of kind of reflecting and seeing maybe how you felt, what kind of fears led you to make certain choices. So let's take a look at the Ten of Swords. You have the Sun. So definitely, if there is something that's kind of over and done with, there is definitely going to be a bright day ahead. So looking towards your future, letting go of things that aren't serving you, embracing that belief of only love is real. Let's take a look at the World. You have the Five of Pentacles. That's focusing on the problem. That's focusing on the injury. That's focusing on what you don't have. With the World card, that is more focusing on what is possible, what needs to be completed to reach the end goal, tying up loose ends, and not necessarily focusing on just the problems. Because focusing on the problems doesn't mean that there's solutions. But if you kind of look at the solutions and look at like the silver lining of things, and knowing that the universe supports you. Let's see here. This blood dance. This is the energy of your love life, Capricorn. And this is the concept where you feel like maybe you aren't really connected to someone or something, but you are. So it could be you're in a relationship and you're feeling that, maybe the other person isn't really seeing you, or they don't really, feel what you feel, but there is a connection to them. And you do have the Knight of Cups. This is, offers messages of love and romance. You also have the Two of Cups, and that is a sense of unity, kind of being on the same page, coming together. But you also have the Hermit, and this is the card of being like withdrawn and alone. So it pretty much fits into that theme of the blood dance, of like feeling or thinking that you're not connected to someone or the potential of something, but you are. So let's take a look at this Hermit card here. you have the Four of Wands. So here it might be that you feel alone, or that you've been taking some time out voluntarily to withdraw from the people that you care about and care about you. But when you are ready to, um, join the party, it's there for you. So let's take a look at the Two of Cups. You have the Eight of Swords, and this is kind of feeling powerless and restricted and isolated. But this is like a thought. It's like a thought pattern, limiting thinking. And kind of the first step is just recognizing your environment, seeing how you're feeling, seeing, just taking down the blindfold for a little bit and recognizing that what's around you are just thoughts. So let's take a look at the Knight of Cups. You have the Strength card. So that is a card of, self-acceptance, following your heart and having courage to face the things that you might not want to face. During the Mercury retrograde, when it comes to communicating with those that you care about, have feelings for, it's a sense of kind of having the courage to face your own demons and to communicate your truth to someone else, someone that you are attracted to, that you love even. So let's take a look at this message of prosperity and these blessings. You've got this like beautiful bird here in this garden, and basically it's like a mystical landscape, and it kind of indicates that whatever your belief is, if it's in angels or guides or guardians, that basically they're watching over you and protecting you, and that basically just to look for signs, be aware of your environment, be open to getting messages and signs from your spirit guardians, your guides, the universe, whatever it is, and almost kind of being grateful for what's around you. Just kind of taking time to smell the roses. So you have the Queen of Pentacles, and this is the card of taking time for yourself, connecting with the things that you care about, nurturing what you care about, whether those are connections with other people, projects that you're doing, playing with your pets, but taking time for yourself and getting in tune with your senses, what is pleasurable to you, what's not pleasurable to you. You have the Knight of Wands, and that is kind of focusing on that adventurous spirit, that adrenaline rush. And then you have this Death card here. It's a card of transformation, kind of like the Ten of Swords. With this Death card, you can make it quick, you can make it slow. This transformation is going to be taking place, and it's up to you to decide how to approach it. So let's take a look at how this Death card plays into blessings and prosperity. You have the Two of Cups. So something is transforming when it comes to how you communicate with others, how you express yourself, how you kind of are on the same page with another person. I'm going to actually pull another card for that. You have the Knight of Cups. So you have the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups over here in this area of your love life. So to some degree, it seems like this transformation has to do with your love life. Possibly with that concept of you not being connected to someone, but you are, and kind of having to deal with maybe the person, the thing that's changing is you, and maybe needing to focus a little bit more on how you operate in your environment and what is motivating you. So let's take a look at the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Three of Swords. So to some degree, taking time for yourself is going to allow for you to do some reflection on things that maybe you were disappointed about in the past, some expectations that you had that weren't met, and why you had certain expectations in the first place. I think it's interesting that so far, in terms of the swords, which reflects communication and thought, you have the Three of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is kind of feeling that someone else has the power over you, but really that's kind of just a limiting perspective of things. And then the Three of Swords, which is a true disappointment, but the disappointment could also be disappointed in yourself, disappointed in someone else. And it could be that because there's three different swords here in this heart carrot, it could be that, this has to do with one sword being an argument, and the second sword being feeling upset because the argument ate time up in your day and you needed to work on something that you weren't able to concentrate on. And this third sword could be just frustration because that argument was never really resolved. So there's three different swords here, and it can be experienced at different times. And taking some time out for yourself, kind of paying attention to how you feel about things, and paying attention to your body and your senses can help you perhaps spot this upset and disappointment and kind of work it out. So with the Knight of Wands, you have the King of Swords. So here you have another set of swords, or not another set, another card of swords. And this is a card of clear thinking, using the objective facts to make a certain determination that is, for the good of all. So here, see what the fire in your belly is drawing you to, and looking at it objectively and coming up with decisions, but also to take your time to make sure that what you are communicating to yourself and others is accurate, especially during that Mercury retrograde. So I'm going to close off the reading with the revolving time oracle to answer 3 questions. Feel free to pause the video if you need time to think of the questions. They can be yes or no questions. They could be about when something will happen. They can be about a person, like who a person could be. So here, the answer to your first question, you have Romance, card 23. This is equivalent to the Knight of Cups, which has shown up twice in your reading. So 3 times the charms here, with the answer being yes, In terms of timing, it's time for love. And element is water. So if you're asking about a person, it could be a water sign. That would be Cancer, Pisces, and what am I thinking of? Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Okay. And then for your second question, you have this card of integrity, card 37. This is equivalent to the King of Swords, which you have over here. The answer is maybe. In terms of timing, you have weeks. Element is air. So air signs, you have Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. So let's take a look at your third question. You have the answer of solitude, card 9, which is equivalent to the Hermit card, which is down here. The answer is no. Timing, you have Virgo season, and that is kind of like September through, is it September through October, or is it's August, end of August through end of September. And for the element, you have Earth. So if you're asking about a person, it could be a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So I'm hoping that this reading provides a helpful perspective of your month. We'll see you next time. Take care.